For the 7th year in a row, the U.S. News and World Report has ranked Florida #1 overall in education.
Yeah, we're #1.
Stay tuned to find out why.
My name is Brian Best, realtor with Exit King Realty, Sun and Sand Living, and this is the Sun and Sand Report.
And I'm Philip Zoller. I'm a loan originator with Amerifund Home Loans.
And thank you so much for clicking on this video to check out the content that we have available. You know, we really want this channel to be a tool for you as you navigate the real estate mortgage market here on the Gulf Coast of Florida, as well as other things going on.
That's right. So please take a second, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel grow and allow us to reach some more people.
Right.
So Brian, when you have a client that comes to you interested in purchasing a home, you have them fill out a buyer questionnaire, right?
Every time.
How high do you find that education, local schools ranks on that questionnaire?
Well, you know, if it's a family coming, I find that education ranks to near the top of their list. You know, they want to know where the best schools are, where are the best communities that have access to those schools. And Florida is very unique, and we actually have a couple of different things that, you know, depending on where you live, you don't necessarily have to have your kid go there, and we'll talk about that stuff here in just a minute. But yeah, it's very high.
So you have to be, it has to make you feel pretty good seeing Florida ranked #1, especially speaking, you have some experience working locally in the education system.
Absolutely. I was a teacher in Manatee County Schools for 13 years. I was an instructional technology specialist, was getting ready to become an assistant principal when I walked away. So yeah, it's very, very cool to see Florida up there in education.
Right, and they're doing well. So Florida actually ranks in the top half of all the states in 8 out of the 10 education metrics, and we'll go over a couple of those here just a little bit. And it actually ranks #1 in higher education, and it excels in the tuitions and fees metric and the metric that assesses college graduation rates.
And you know, the other thing that is really key for Florida is we are #1 in high school graduation rate. Right. And that is amazing because, you know, as I was growing up, you know, we may have had a couple of kids drop out of high school, which was very rare back then, back in the 90s. But now it seems to become more and more prevalent, but 90% of the kids that enter high school are graduating, and that is awesome.
Yeah, it is. What's the national average?
It doesn't matter. They're #2. #2 is the first loser. Guys, we're competitive, but no, 85.6% is the national average. So yeah, that's a big difference.
A big jump.
Big
Absolutely.
Difference. Yep.
All right, Brian. So we talked earlier about these metrics that are used as far as the ranking system is concerned, and we're going to have the full list, all 10 of them, in the description below. But we're just going to highlight a couple of them that we think are especially important. The first one being college readiness. So those are going to be your SATs and your ACT scores. The second, which Brian just highlighted Florida is #1 on, is the high school graduation rate. Another one that's super important is debt at graduation. This is the average amount of debt held by college students that are graduating from a 4-year public nonprofit institution, and also the tuition and fees, in which all of these can have significant impact as far as your school choice.
And I'll tell you what, as far as debt to graduation, that is huge, just because it's my stage of life right now. I have a son that's a sophomore in college, and he's local here, so he lives at home, so he's able to save some of that money, but he is working and paying his way through college, not taking out any loans. And then I have another daughter who is just getting ready to graduate high school, and she's dual enrolled, which is a thing down here. You can dual enroll as a junior, and you can work on your associate's degree. So you graduate high school with 2 years of college under your belt. So she's doing that, working on her tuition, her scholarship portfolio, and you know, she's going to walk away with not owing money as well.
That would be very, very nice.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of scholarship programs, does Florida have anything that's unique as far as parent choice, school choice?
So we have 2 really cool things here in the state of Florida. #1 is school choice. So if you live in a community and you like a school across town, as long as you're in the same county, you can choice your kid to a different school, as long as there's room at that school. And we did that in Manatee County. We lived in an area, and we choiced our kid to Manatee High School. And you know, that's one of the cool things that we have here in the state of Florida. So there is choice. Right. The second thing is a voucher program. So let's say you live near some public schools and you don't necessarily like them. You can actually pull your kid out of the public school system and send them to a private school. Thank you, Ron DeSantis, who just signed this bill in. The voucher program has been there, but now he's taken the income limits off,
That's
which
correct.
is amazing.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's correct. And so now, as Brian just said, these income restrictions have been removed. The only qualifying factors are that you're a Florida resident and that you're eligible to enroll in kindergarten through 12th grade in public schools. So they really have made it, they've opened the door to, really allowing everybody to be able to be a part of an awesome program. I've done it myself. My daughter actually now goes to a private Christian school, and that's a result of using that voucher program.
Yep, and we have 4 kids, and we took advantage of that as well. It's really comforting as a parent to know that you have options, right? You have options in the public school system, and now you have options if you want to send them to a private school. So,
and while there's no income requirements, they do have an income priority, which is set up to help families that are not going to be as financially well off as other families. So the cutoff for that would be $51,000 estimated for a family of 4. They're going to be the first group that are going to receive those vouchers. The second group is when you reach $111,000 for a household family of 4.
Okay, and that's fair. I got no problem with that. So, just once again, it gives access to things that we didn't have access to a while ago.
That's
so,
right.
And guys, this video is just touching on some of the things here that we have going on in the state of Florida as far as education goes.
That's right.
If you want more information, make sure you check out our description below. Thanks so much for watching.